Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the strategy that I've been using for a while now, and that strategy is working very well. It's called CMP, Correct Market Price. Then that is where we'll be converting an SMT, all those SMT, ICT, all those kind of stuff cannot work like correct market price, and I'm going to be showing you how that correct market price is working very well. So if you check all the backtesting that I've been doing for a while, you will see that my winning trade is much more than my losing trade. So if you check what does the market show us? Market shows that on the monthly time frame that market was in a down trade, and then market pull back into this zone right there on the monthly time frame. Now that we are seeing something like this, what are we going to be doing? We are going to switch back to our daily time frame to look for a direction of a trade in order for us to trade. Now if you check here, what do we see here? We have a bearish order block which market may retrace back to in, in some other time. So for us now, what are we going to be doing? We are going to move back to our weekly time frame and check the direction of the trade in order for us to trade. Then what do we see? We move back to a weekly time frame. Then on the weekly time frame, what do we see here? If you check very well, on the weekly time frame, after market entered the zone, what do we see? We see that even if market want to go pull back before going to the downside, at least market has to retest this bearish order block right at that level before market move to the downside right now. So what are we going to be doing? After we have marked, we saw that normally the direction of a trade is bearish. Get back is bearish because on the monthly time frame, we will see that we see a long bearish that was coming to the downside. So whatever this thing that we are seeing now is not much. The volume is not much. So what are we going to be doing? We move back to our this thing, our daily time frame to look for an entry since we are a swing trader. Then on a daily time frame, what do we see? After market tap back to this zone, it shows us that this market eventually reached to the upside. Eventually reach this market must tap into this power zone right there before moving back to the downside. According to the analysis that we are doing from the higher time frame. So what are we going to do? What we're going to do, we enter a buy position from here, place our stop loss below this low, and normally if you check right now, we see that we have this roadblock right at this level. On this roadblock, market may potentially rebound on this roadblock right at that level before reverse before going to this zone right here. So I'm targeting 2R on this trade before I can potentially sell again from there. Now my first target has to be somewhere around here. You see what? So what are we going to be doing? Let's play and see what we get in the next. So what do we see? Okay, you see what do we see? After market retested that zone, market made a pullback. And if market want to make a pullback, where do you expect the market to pull back to? Market has to pull back to this zone right there. You see that? So what are we going to do next? So we wait for the retracement of that zone. Now what do we see? Market retrace back to this zone just as I predicted. See, if you are following the current market price line, you understand the market very well. So what are we going to do? At this junction now, we can also enter another buy position from here. a buy position from here, then the stock go to this below this low, and we will be targeting another 2 hour on this trade also. So let's see what we got. If market close above this place we are going, now market close above it. So let's see. Let's see. What do we see? Mhm. What was the reason why market is retracing in this place and market has never tapped into this weekly order block? It was because of this Jerry's fair value gap in our daily time frame. Since this fair value gap does not come from the higher time frame, does not hold much power that means that you change the direction of the trade. Now what you make the market do is that market has to reverse back to this zone right there before market will go to the upside again. So let's see what we get. Now what do we see? Market tap back into the zone just the way I also predicted. Now since market has never tapped into this zone, I can also buy from here again. Then the stop goes below this low and I'm targeting 2R on this trade. So let's see. Market reverse a little bit, then you begin to go to the upside. Now what do you see? This one and this one has hit my take profit. So let's see whether this last one will hit my take profit also. Where is it? If you even check here, before this market will reverse from here, we see that we have this we have liquidity resting above that place. This was a market also market may sweep the liquidity before going to the downside. So let's see what we got. Market has this what? Market has all this my three trade, all of them hit the profit. So all no matter I'm marking with in any trade that hit TP, we mark it with green color. Green color. Sorry, I mean green color. Now we mark the second one with a green color. We can also mark this one also. Now, what else do I need to do again? Now that market has tapped into this our weekly zone right now, what do you expect me to do? And the market has never tapped the liquidity, market has never sold the liquidity. Then I wait for the market to sweep this liquidity in order for me to receive. So what do you see? Market sweep the liquidity, close back inside the rail. So I'll delete all this thing. Then because before I enter a sell, I will go back to my daily weekly time frame and check what is there. So on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame, we saw that market has intent to reverse back. And if market wants to reverse, where do you expect the market to stop before going to the upside again? Market to reverse back to the zone. This is what I know. Then from there again, we switch back to our listing. And that's the zone that I have marked right there. That the market will retest back to. Now from there, I will enter is the sell position from here. Stop goes this below the low, and I'll be targeting to on this trade. So let's see what we got. Market begin to go to the downside. Me, I know say if market reach this zone, this bullish order block at this place, market have to retrace. And what do we see? After market tap to that zone, what does the market do? It retrace. And what does the market retrace to? It has to retrace back to this uh, bearish order block. This is where the market is currently at now. Now, since we are following the current market price, I have a confidence that this market will go to the downside. Now, what do you expect me to do again? I can also enter another sell position from here. Stop goes this below the low, below the high, and I'll be targeting another 2 hour in this trade. 2 hour. So let's see what the market will give us. Just as I predicted, market come back again. If you are following the current market price, market cannot do any market does not do any magic. What do you see? This high made the low to the downside, and what the market do? Market come there to retrace again and then back to the downside again. So let's see. Sharp. Now both of my three enter raise TP has have smashed the TP just the way I predicted. Now what do we see? We mark it with green candle. Mark it with what? With green candle. Now if you go back to my weekly time frame, because that's where we see the direction of the trend before we end. Now what do we see on the weekly time frame? Market has entered this zone. You know why? Because you see this zone right there. That is the low that made the high to the upside that time, and it break a structure which is for this place. We see change in the state of delivery at this level on the weekly time frame. Now the low that caused the high was this. So our market came back to restricted this zone again. So we switch back to our daily time frame. On the daily time frame, this shows that this market that I'm seeing right now at least will pull back to this zone right there before going to the downside again. But me, I know that this market is going to the downside because normally the operational time frame, the direction of the trend is bullish from the monthly time frame. But I can't wait. I have to catch this move to the upside a little bit. So what am I going to be doing? Entering a buy position from here. Stock goes to this below the low, and my first target has to be somewhere around there before I entering a sell position from there also again, because that zone. Because me, I believe that this zone. Let me clean my side so that you will see it better. So let's see how the market will go. Came to retest. Now boom. What do we see? Boom. What does the market do? It hit our TP also one more time again. Now we mark it with what? With yellow number. Now what do we see? Now that market have pulled back to this our bearish order block, what are we going to be doing? I am also going to sell from this zone again, because we cannot just because of this impulsive. I say no, market is going to the upside. No. If you even share from here, what do we see? After market enters the zone, we see a low volatility. This means that the market does not even shake the test of the level at that level. This shows that this market will go back to the downside. This one is just a pullback. So what are we going to be doing? I'm looking for another sell opportunity from here. Stop go to this below the low at this level. Then I will be targeting another 2 hour on this trade. Another 2 hour. Let's see. Just as I predicted, market begin to go to the downside. What do we see? If you check here very well, you know say this low at that time make the market go to the upside This low made the high to the upside and market pulled back to that zone again. I believe that this market will retrace back to this place. It can be retraced back to this place before going to the downside. So let's see. So it does not even retrace back to there before going to the downside. I hit my TP also. The market has already switched and hit my TP one more time. Then I will mark it with green candle. Let me keep my chart nice and simple. Right now, what do we see? What else do we see here? We see that this zone is where the market made the move at that time. If you check very well, you and I know that this zone. Let me go back to my weekly time frame so that you will see what this zone, because this zone has never been tested for a while now. Now, if you check very well, this zone that I have marked here right now is when you know say on our monthly time frame that I start my analysis earlier, that was the zone that made the market to the upside down and market has came back for the market to retest it. And that's where the market is heading to right now. Because the market is about to reset this zone. And if market reset this zone, I know that this market will also go to the upside. You know, because we are still in the state of delivery. That's why market is coming out to reset this zone. If market resetted this zone, market will also list back to the upside. So go back to my daily time frame. So on a daily time frame, what do we see? If you check very well, what do we see in here? On the daily time frame, this low, this high right here made the low to the downside. Let me clean this one. This high right here made the low to the downside and market came down for retested. Now that market has came back to that place, I know that this market has to reset this zone because this is where I know that market is eventually come. Then my stop loss go below this and I'll be targeting just face to on this side also. So let's see. Mm -hmm. Now what do we see? If you check very well, market has tapped to this zone right there. I can't afford to lose. I can close it my trade right at this level and enter a buy position from here. My stop loss go below this level. Now I'll be targeting to R because market has not entered my TP before I this zone. But me, I know that this zone is a dangerous area that the market will take off from here. So let's close this at 1 to 1, which is where it is right now. In order for me to protect my capital, we mark it at breakable. Anyone that is breakable, we are going to mark with what? With white like this. Okay. From there, what are we going to be doing? First of all, since I have known that this market is going to the upside right now, my first TP has to be somewhere around here because that zone will make the market. We will see that market at least market will make a reaction from there also. So let's see. Market will go there. What do you see? We see a little reaction, but market close above. We are going to the upside. We are going. Now, if you check here now, what do we see? This high now made the low to the downside at that time. Now market has come back to that zone area. Now that market has come back to that place, I know that that place can also make the market to reverse again back to this place before going to the upside. And if it close below, it shows that this market will eventually go to the downside. So let's see. Does it close below? Not yet. It shows that this market will eventually reach this place. So let's see. Market come back. Now that market entered the zone again, I can buy from here also. So go below the low. My first TP has to be somewhere safe right there because that place made the market to reverse at that time. So let's see. This one hit stop loss. Okay, I will mark it with red candle. I'll mark it with red line like this. Then we wait for this one to hit stop loss also. Okay, came back to this zone again, and this is where it currently is now. After market came back to this zone, what does the market did? This high made a lot to the downside. Market said instead of delivery, it came back to this zone also again. It came back to this zone. So let's see if market can close above this place, we are going to the upside. Market cannot close below. Looks like we also lose this trade also at this level. So I lose two trades at the same time. It's not that my analysis is not right, but I wasn't at accordingly. Because if you check what I did there, I know that market will rotate from there. That's what I mean. And what does the market do? Market rotates from there. If you go to the higher time frame and check why we lost this trade, on the higher time frame, what do we see? What make us lose this trade? That was because we see a fair value gap on the higher time frame. From here, no, there was no fair value gap at that place. That was because the reason why we lost from there, it was because of this bearish order block. And after market tap back to this bearish order block, what does the market do? Boom to the downside. So that's the reason why we lost. Then let's calculate how many we lost and how many we win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We win 7. 1 at the break even and 2 loss. See, by how this thing is working. Even if you know win everything, you will know what is the reason why you lost the trade. That's why current market price is very powerful. It's what we need in this 2025 for you to succeed in your forex trading and in your forex journey. So please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and come back next time to watch more content like this. Thank you.